Hey, Shalom, Shalom. I want to start off source by giving all praise to Yah, Hashem Yahshua, Hashem Kodash, double honors the apostles of GMS, and honors you brothers in the work and truth while sincerity. Yeah, man. Hey, just another one on these bloody Moabite heathens, man, and their nasty habits, right? And look, man, viewer discretion is advised. I'll be honest. When I first watched this, I even looked away, right? So yeah, like I said, viewer discretion advised, right? All right, so we'll just hit play video. I'm not even watching this, man. This is some foul ass shit. I mean, just wow. I mean, look at the things on the plate itself, right? Just some vile, that ain't supposed to be eaten, man. I mean, look at it, man. Lord, man, and another one, man. I ain't watching this one either, man. Yeah, you also viewer discretion is advised. That doesn't mean I gotta watch it, man. You can hear them screaming, man. Man, ditch it, and oh man, oh man. I mean, he's a heathen, man. He's bloody heathens, man. That's some foul shit, man. But hey, those are the heathens for you, and that's why they need to be ruled over, right? This is Leviticus. It's a long chapter. I don't know how much of it I'll read into. We'll see where the Spirit leads. It says, and the Lord Yahweh spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth, right? So there are things that would you call it that the Lord had basically said you can eat, and the things that the Lord has said you can't eat, right? And the things which He said you can eat, they taste good. So what these people are saying, oh, you can eat whatever. Look, man, you're going off. Right, this is Matthew 5:17, and look, the Lord didn't come and say, no, you can eat pork. The Lord didn't die on the cross so that you can eat pork, man. Right, this is Matthew 5:17, says, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Right? So the Lord didn't come to destroy the law, but he came to basically fulfill the things that were written of him, which is why scriptures will say, and thus it was fulfilled, and thus it was fulfilled, or to fulfill, the word of Isaiah, roughly paraphrasing, whatever, what have you, right? The law didn't come to destroy the law, right? And if the law is done away with, then how comes, that's, the new covenant, right? It says, Hebrews 8, where am I going to start from? I'm going to start from 6. But now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, right? Yahweh is the mediator of a better covenant. Yeah, it says which was established upon better promises, right? Because the first covenant, what was a covenant which Israel couldn't keep, right? So the second covenant, the Lord's going to make it so that it's impossible for us to not keep it, right? Because the Lord, Yahweh wants to fulfill the promises that He made, right? This is verse 7. It says, for if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second, for finding fault with them, the Israelites. Right, He saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, right, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Yeah, so this is Hebrews, man, right? This is letters of Paul. Yeah, it says, when I will make a new covenant with you, with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not the whole earth. Right? It is not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. Right? I'll put my laws in their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. Right? And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. Right? So basically, the new covenant is that the laws will be written on our inward parts, right, and will be renewed, right? And in writing the laws, now what laws are going to be written in our inward parts, right? The laws that we're reading of. So what are we supposed to do now? We're supposed to keep the laws to the best of our abilities, right? The Lord Yahweh Hashem Lord Yahweh Shasala didn't die on the cross so that you could eat pork, man, or eat shrimp, or eat whatever nasty nastiness them heathens were eating, man, right? So verse 3 says, Whatsoever part of the hoof and is cloven footed, right, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat, right? So cloven foot, right, you see there, see how it looks as a cloven hoof, cleft hoof, divided hoof, or split hoof is a hoof split into two toes, right? This is found in members of the mammalian order Artiodactyla. Examples of mammals that possess this type of hoof are cattle, deer, pigs, antelopes, gazelles, goats, and sheep, right? Which, goat tastes good, man. It says that chewing the cud says to chew the cud. Phrase: when animals such as cows or sheep chew the cud, they slowly chew their partly digested food over and over again in their mouth before finally swallowing it, right? So the law basically gave determiners of if you see an animal do XYZ, then it's clean to you. Or for instance, with fish, if it's got fins and scales, then it's clean, you can eat it. However, if it's got fins but no scales, you can't eat it. Or if it's got scales but no fins, you can't eat it, right? So the law made it actually pretty simple, right? This is verse 4. So nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, right? So you get the Muslims will say, but we have same God, brother, right? But your God allows you to eat camel, ours does not, right? It says of all of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but he divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you, right? So here you're basically saying, on one hand, he chews the cud, but on the well, sorry, on yeah, so the camel chews the cud, but it doesn't divide the hoof. Therefore, Lord saying what doesn't do both, so you can't eat it. Right, it says in the Cody, because he cheweth the cud, but divides not the hoof. I'm just gonna, because I'll say it's like 40 verses in this, so I'm just gonna speed through it. Right, it says, and the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the swine, which means pig, right? It says, though he divide the hoof, right, and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Right, of their flesh shall you not eat, and their carcasses shall you not touch. They are unclean unto you. Right, now, can you not have are pigs evil? No, pigs aren't evil. You just ain't supposed to eat them, right? You have the account when Yahweh shall cast the demons into the pigs, right? So people would have had pigs, but there's a reason for pigs. Pigs are there for what do you call it, to be the garbage system of the world, right? It says, these shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. Right? So if something's got fins and scales, you can eat that, man. That's clean, right? So let's say you caught some fish one day, right? Instead of knowing what kind of fish it is, oh, this is snapper, this is tuna, or whatever, or have you, right? Before you eat it, you literally have two checklists. You stroke your hand, does this fish have scales? Yeah, it has scales, right? But then what else do you do? Then you look at it. Does it have fins? Yeah, it has fins. It's got fins and it's got scales. I can eat this, right? That way you don't have to be a rocket scientist for you to know what you can and you can't eat, right? So they shall be even. All right, so let me read that again. And all that have not. Okay, no, I jumped to verse 9. It says, these shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters, in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. and all that have not fins and scales on the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. Right? So they're an abominations. What them heathens were eating, what that woman was eating, man, I don't even know what the fuck that is, man. I don't even know what the fuck that is, but that's abominable, man. Yeah, that's fucking abominable. So excuse my French, but I mean, it was like what sprayed onto her, and then she just carried on eating it. Then you got the whole bats and thing. They're saying it's come from bats, and it's like, man, what do you? And that's the problem. That's why these heathens need rulership, man. Right? These heathens need to be put in subjection. It's for their own good, right? It says, whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. Right? It says, and these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten, they are an abomination. The eagle and the ossifrage and the osprey. Right? It says, and the vulture and the kite after his kind, every raven after its kind, and so on and so forth, right? And like I said, it's a long one, so you can read it, in your own time. But there was a point actually that I wanted to make, right, about what these Moabites say, the saying that they have, and you can go out and verify it for yourself, right? The saying goes something to the effect of, if it has four legs and not a table, we'll eat it. If it flies and it's not a plane, we'll eat it. If it swims and it's not a submarine, we'll eat it. Right? That is a legit Moabite saying, man. Right? You can look it up for yourself. Right? And people will laugh at that, but that's disgusting, man. You're supposed to have some kind of, you know, you just ain't supposed to, do whatever the fuck you want, right? Leave the squid alone, man. Leave the crab alone. Leave the shrimp alone, man. It says Micah 4:2 says, and many nations shall come. This is in the kingdom. It says, many nations shall come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. Right? So in the kingdom, the epicenter of the world is going to be Jerusalem, and the law's gonna be out there, just like how if America basically says everyone must accept democracy, hey, America will wage $1 trillion campaigns to make sure everyone what do you call it, it's endorses democracy, but we ain't gonna have to do that. Well, we just people is gonna see how much better life is when you follow the law. So they're just gonna want, and that's what it says. The nations shall come and say, "Come, let us go to the mountain of Yahweh, right? To the house of Jacob." Right? They're gonna come to us, and because they're gonna want to know, and then they're gonna try to keep the law. Obviously, they ain't gonna do it perfectly, right? Because they're the heathens. But in the kingdom, the law of the Haba Shem is what's gonna go out through the world, right? But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to go into that real quick. Like I said, it's lucky for what I subjected you to at the beginning of the video. And till the next time, I say, Shalom.